You want to use Flipgrid with your students, but they don't currently have logins. Stay tuned. When you use Flipgrid with your students, there are two methods for them to access your grid. Method number 1 is a direct link, and method number 2 is the join code. If you give them the join code, they would put it right here on the home screen. Once they enter the code, they will end up at one of two screens. The screen on the left that says Join with Google and Join with Microsoft is the default screen. But what happens if your students don't have one of these logins? On the back end, you as the teacher can create them an alternative login with a username or a QR code. The QR code will look similar to this, and it's really easy to create, so your younger students that might not be able to type username and passwords can just hold that code up to their camera. It will open their login, and they can then hit the big red record button and make their video. We're going to look right now at how to make those QR codes for your students and keep them all organized. So when you log in as a teacher, you are going to end up on this screen right here, and you have two options: groups and topics. You want to create a group for your class, and the reason you want to create a group is because all topics within that group will have the same login. This way you don't have to give your students a new QR code every time you make a topic. Now you see Add Students. The options say student email or student username. This is where you're going to have to do some work as the teacher. Click Student Username. If you have a spreadsheet, you can easily upload a CSV file, or you can manually enter each student. Don't worry about a username though, because the username is going to just default as I said before, and the students aren't going to need to know that username if you're using the QR code. Now that you've created your group, you are going to go into that group to get the QR codes. Once you're in your class, click on the pencil and scroll down. Right underneath your student list, you will see a button that says Print Student List. This is going to generate all the QR codes, and you can then print them directly. Now that your class is made and you have your QR codes, you're ready to create your first topic. So go to Add Topic, and this is where you can decide what you want your students to do. Especially for those younger kids, you might want to give them very simple instructions. And choose the recording time. I would always say put it to one more than you want. So if you want the alphabet to take them about 30 seconds, give them a minute, just because sometimes, and especially with the younger students, you may click record and pause before you actually start singing. So you want to give it a little extra time, so if they do hesitate at the beginning, it's not going to cut them off at the end. Topic moderation is definitely something that I would select for younger kids, because it'll allow you as the teacher to view their videos before their classmates, or prevent the classmates from seeing them all together. The last thing about creating your topic is to add media. You always want to add something fun that's going to make your students excited. So you can add a GIF, or you can add an emoji. You can even make your own video that gives them the directions. This way, when they log in, they see that video at the beginning and it tells them what to do. Now that you're ready to go, you have a link for your students. This link right here can be shared out however you send things to parents or students. So as I mentioned before, you can give your students the direct link, and when they click on it, they will get to the login page you see in front of you. You can either log in with your username or, as I mentioned before, that QR code. Click the picture of the QR code, and the students will have the ability to scan their code. As you can see, I'm being told there is an issue with the QR code reader, but that is because I am currently recording with my camera, so I am going to turn off my webcam for a moment, and that way you can see the exact process. So students will click on the QR code scanner and the camera will open up. They then hold their QR code up for the camera, and it logs them in. Students will click this really big red circle that says Record a Response, and now their camera is open on the Flipgrid, ready to record. Hit the record button, and it gives them a short countdown. They can now sing their song or answer the question, whatever the prompt was that you want students to do. When they are finished, they hit that pause button, and then they could hit next. Once they finish their video, they can hit the complete button, and you'll see it says video submitted. It must be approved by the educator. When you log in with your teacher account, you will be able to see all the videos, and you can manually approve them to become public for their classmates. Thanks for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome tech tips, like this one.